I kind of forgot I had a conversation with this brother on my job, and I, I talked about this story before. I talked about how there's this red bone in the community. You know what I'm saying? She got a big butt and whatnot, and I mean a nice big firm butt. And I like big butts. I like small butts. You know what I'm saying? But she's the type of black woman where the big butt looks good on her and whatnot. So you know, like I said, she's been my Uber Eats driver. I've seen her shopping and whatnot. She's very nice. She's very friendly. She's always waving. She's always says hi. We can always have a brief conversation. And I think it was last year, whatever, where we were at the same location. We were briefly talking, and then she told me that she's been liking me for a while, and she wanted to know was I available. And I don't know what's wrong with me. Somebody did comment on one of my videos where they were like, "Why are you acting like that?" I froze. I didn't know what to say. It wasn't fear. I was just genuinely shocked because I've been single for a minute. So I tend I know that there are women that like me, right? But I will say this: if you've been out of a relationship for a long time, you tend to get awkward, and I think it's almost like riding a bicycle. If you haven't ridden or rode, I can't remember. If you haven't rode a bicycle in a long time, you can still do it. Maybe for a couple of feet you're going to be wobbly, but you can still do it if you don't have any neurological problems. You know what I'm saying? So, but I haven't been in a long-term relationship in like 4 years or whatever. So it just when people tell me that they like me, it just feels weird sometimes, or especially with her because she already told me that she has, I think it is two daughters that have never left home, and they have grandkids that are still living in her house. She told me this, okay, and how, everybody's driving her crazy. So I think it's literally one of the daughters have two kids, the other has one kid. So all these people in your house all the time, and she would tell me the story of her daughter's new boyfriends and all this nonsense and all this drama. And when she finally asked me out, I was just like shocked, because like I said, I haven't ridden the horse in a long time. I haven't been in a relationship for like 4 years because there's just nothing I want out here. There is nothing I'm interested in out here. It just seems like everybody is a single mom. And MTR, Mediocre Tutorial Reviews, he's doing a video right now where these single moms are getting mad at him, and they get mad at us, and what they talk about is y'all keep going on and on about this Manafir stuff. No, I was in two different relationships with single mothers, okay? And I'm here to tell you that 9.9 times out of 10, it does not end well. Or shall I say, I am not talking about a single mom as if you have an incurable disease and I'm going to catch a disease from breathing in the same air. No, what it is that they have too many problems. And I was sad that I couldn't say nothing that day. She just looked at me really strange, the black woman, and she just walked away. And every time I see her, she looks really embarrassed. And I did not want to, but it just happens that way sometimes. I don't know. Sometimes we're just shocked, for lack of a better word. I was just shocked, like, what, you want me, or like, I don't know. Like I said, I'm awkward. I feel like these days, I feel like I am Woody Allen. I feel awkward. I haven't been in a relationship because I don't want anybody. It's just that simple. And so, my old neighbor, she's a white woman. I've known her for 20 years, and we lost contact with each other due to the pandemic and whatnot. And she found me on Facebook, and she's another one. Like, she's not a single mom per se, but she was divorced from her husband, and a couple of years after that, he died, and her son, me and her still keep in contact. Her son is like 30 something years old. He has never left the house. He has all kinds of mental problems. I've known this young man ever since he was a young kid. He's the same age as my son. And she tells me, like, he doesn't take his medication. There are times where he's either threatening to do stuff to other people, or threatening to do stuff to her, or just threatening to do stuff to himself. So the cops are called here and there. And I would see her boyfriends throughout all the years. She always dated white guys, whatever. She's an attractive white woman, big old knockers and whatnot. I mean, me and her, we've always just been neighbors and friends. I've come over her house numerous times. She used to come over my place, and her son, knows my son. But I talked to her briefly recently on the phone, and even she admitted to me, she's like, I haven't been in a relationship for a couple of years because, of course, nobody wants to deal with her son. Her son does not work, and he is literally he's showing no signs of leaving anytime soon. This is the thing. You see what I'm saying? So it's not that I am demonizing single moms. It's just that a lot of single moms have a lot of problems. And uh, you know I'm 54. In front of me is my smart TV. I bought it a couple of months ago. Flat screen, very light TV, connected to my PlayStation 5. In my other room is my PlayStation 4, my PlayStation 3. I have a GameCube, I have Atari. I have a lot of things. I have a full life. I have guns. I go to the range once in a while. I like to fish. I like to go bowling. I like to jump on a motorcycle and go riding here and there. I can borrow my buddy's motorcycle whenever I want to. I'm going to buy a motorcycle this year. I have a full life. I do not want to come home. If I'm going to deal with a woman, I'm going to deal with a woman that has the same lifestyle as myself. When I come home, there's nobody here. I don't have any pets. I do have a fish tank that I've never cleaned out and put some fish in there. I might do that this year. Other than that, I have a very simple, relatively stress free life. I just go to work, I go to the gym. I like to work out. I like to take long walks. I like to ride my bicycle. You know what I'm saying? I like to go to Canada every year, and Toronto and Ontario and whatnot. I've never been to Montreal before. I'd like to go to Montreal. I like to fly out of the country. I'm going to the Philippines this year. I have a relatively stress free life. Why would I want to deal with a woman that has kids? Why would I want to deal with this? There was another guy on my other job, same thing. You know, white guy, white woman. She was very gorgeous, and he didn't really look like nothing. I was always surprised why was he with her, but then I figured out why. Is because same thing. Her son was a an alcoholic, a loser. He kept losing jobs. He kept crashing cars. And mommy was never gonna put him out. And dudes just don't stay with her. And the guy on my job was her longest relationship, and they did eventually break up, but he was always complaining about her son and how she was enabling her son. And I remember she told him one day, well, if you don't like it, then leave me. And he did. He did. So this is all races of women. Some of these kids, they never leave. They never leave. And now you got them with the grandkids in the house. And men don't want to put up with this. So they can feel that we are demonizing single mothers. No, we if you do not live this lifestyle, you don't want to be around kids. You don't want to be around kids. If I had a girlfriend right now, let's say she gets in the door like around 5 o'clock. She's feeling good. I'm feeling good. Wash up. Let's have sex. I'm gonna jump off the PlayStation or whatever I'm doing, TV, whatever I'm doing. Let's have some really great sex, and let's do whatever. I don't want to deal with somebody's child. I don't want to deal with, oh, we can't have sex right now because my child is here and my child needs attention and a man can put up with that when it's his child. I know what that's like because me and my son's mother, we used to live with each other. So I had the patience to wait because that's my son. I wanted to be with him. I wanted to talk to him. But when it's somebody else's child, you're like, fuck, man. I gotta wait until this kid goes to sleep. And then even when the kid goes to sleep, it's like, oh, mommy, I had a nightmare. Can I sleep in a room with you guys? Like, nobody wants to deal with this shit. Men do not want to deal. And women don't seem to understand that just because they can psychologically deal with kids, a lot of men, we are not built like this. We're not. Especially when you're talking about adults and they're never leaving. And why are you looking for a man? Why are you looking for a man? Then they get in the comment section. I'm looking for something serious. Are there any real men? Yes, there are real men. They are avoiding you. They do not want to deal with your lifestyle of a whole house full of kids that are not theirs. They don't want to deal with this, right? Some days I don't turn on the TV, the radio, nothing. And I just like to sit in the quiet. It just feels good. I've always liked to be in a house where there's nothing but quiet. I don't like noise. You know what I'm saying? So this is what makes it incompatible with a woman that has kids. So they can view it as hatred. They can view it as manosphere talking points. No, from one individual man's experience, I live alone and I do not want to deal with a woman that has a child living in her house. I don't want to deal with it because I am selfish. I want sex when I want it. I want to be able to have sex on the couch whenever I want it. I'm not going to get graphic, but it is what it is. If I can't do it at will, then I don't want you. I don't want you. Period. I don't want you. Not only the kids closing out. There's a lot of these single moms and they all got all kinds of pets and two dogs and a bunch of cats, and I'm not with that either. I'm just not with that either. There was a couple of people offering me some cats. I thought I wanted one. Then I was like, nah, I'm good. I really like being completely by myself. I have a beautiful huge plant in my living room, and I just need a woman that's living like me. And if I can't get that from you, then I don't want you.